Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Lorena. I am a first grade teacher in the state of Mississippi, and in today's vlog, I'm gonna bring you along as I prep some centers for like this last full week of school before Christmas break. Also something different, I always got off of school like whatever day, like the 23rd or the 22nd. So this is really nice to kind of get off like even a few more days before Christmas. Is very exciting. We have 3 weeks off, which is what in the world? But yeah, I'm here right now and I'm just gonna get some stuff ready for tomorrow. I did leave some stuff already ready. Well, semi-ready, but now I'm just gonna like finish everything off. I bought some stuff. Where's my stuff? Some stuff from Target here because, you know, and that's pretty much it. So let me share with you what's going on this week in first grade. This may or may not be a complete disaster because I'm doing this literally the week before break. But anyways, I'm using is like the IKEA Trofast bins. And I got these from the dollar store. It's just fake snow, $1, and I got like 4 packs. And I'm gonna reuse this in January too, if it still remains. I know like sensory bins are more like pre-K, K, but they have so much fun with this and it makes it more engaging and they're actually looking forward to doing the stuff in the center. So, and I also got these little faux pearl beads just to add like snow in here. And what I'm doing is because I'm placing these task cards in here, so they're just, what they're doing is they're gonna find the card and then they have to tell me what the middle vowel sound is. So I'm just gonna scatter them in here. And I also have another sensory bin. So I made this one and pretty much I just cut up some wrapping paper, some pom-poms, some bows, and some little jingle bells. And then they're gonna also search for it. So I'm gonna put some cards in here as well that they need to find. I hope they like this. I really, really do. Okay. There we go. So it's gonna look like this. Alright, so what I'm working on right now is a little counting collection. So pretty much what I got was these little like jewelry box folders. Oh, okay, I got these jewelry box folders from the dollar store, from Dollar Tree. Well, at least when I bought it, it was still $1. And I'm using my little Target erasers and any other like little holiday manipulatives that I do have, like bells and stuff like that. And I'm just placing, let me show you. So I hot glued like the piece that they were gonna be counting up on the top this so they know all the snowmen will go back in here. And it's just gonna be like this. And I'm trying to use like T numbers for this. I think it would be really cool if I did like if I put like a little 10 frame in here, but that might be too extra, maybe next year. For right now, I'm just gonna do this hot glue gun. And then the little manipulative or eraser. Bam, okay. Now let me put these in here. 1, 2. So I used to do counting collections like in a cup and stuff, but I think that this will be an easier way, as even like just to organize it in the little center bins with these little boxes. So I'm excited for them to be excited about this because I'm excited to make it. I didn't have anything. I ended up finding some stuff. So what I'm thinking of doing is I found these little star ones. So I'm gonna use this as like the star that goes on a tree, represents Christmas. These will be like Rudolph's red nose. And then I found these. So I'm just gonna cut them and they'll be like little candy canes that I have to count. So it worked out and I didn't have to go out and spend more money. I am so excited about this. I cannot wait for them to do them. This is like my favorite one. Every year, even when I did counting collections a little bit differently, it was always my favorite because they like take them out, they count them. It's like super cute. La-di-da. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, let me finish this up.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But This is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about it.
Okay, so I need to make the recording sheet for that little counting collections thing. I'm gonna just use PowerPoint because that's like saving grace. You can literally do everything on there, so I'm just gonna go make the little sheet, a 10 frame, and then like a recording spot for that. So this is like the little makeshift recording sheet. So I put the 10 frame so they can put like the items on it, and then I matched, like, had some clip art pictures matching it. And I realized that I have 2 candy canes, so I might just keep one. I'm not really sure what to do yet, but yeah, this is it. And I'll put it in a dry erase sleeve. This way we're not wasting paper. And yeah, I think they'll really like this one. All right, so here we go. Let me show you the centers that we're doing this week. So this is the one that I'm going to be doing in my sensory bin, which we'll see how that goes. They're going to be looking for the words, and then they're going to go ahead and write down what the middle vowel is. And then for my lower kiddos, what I'm doing is they're just going to be matching the onset and the rhyme. So with these little task cards like this. Boop. And so once I know it's their turn, I'm going to switch out the cards and put their little cards in there as well. That way they're able to also have fun with the sensory bin. And then this also has some stocking stuffers, and I will link this below so that you guys can find it in case you are in need of some centers, whether it's for this year or next year. So I did change it up. I know before I had said that I was going to have two sensory bins with the same task cards, but I was like, let me try something different. This is supposed to be a write the room, but what I'm doing is I'm going to put it in the sensory bin, and I'm just going to take out the task cards, the little cards, and it has missing letters. Some of them are blends, some of them are just initial sounds, like one sound, which are great because these are things that we are constantly practicing in first grade. My third center is just something super simple. I found this, and I'll link it below. It's just like a sentence and scrambling thing. Usually I have like some sort of task card where they're doing it on the pocket chart, but I wasn't able to find that. So what I did was I made it into a little book. So they're going to have 3. I tried to pick 3 sentences that ended in different punctuation. That way they're still practicing those skills, and it just has 3, and then they'll build it, write it, and color the picture. So it's this, and this. And I believe that this was all free. I didn't pay for any of this, or I already had it. So this next one is a classic that I do all the time, at least a few times a month, which is sticker writing. So what they'll be doing is they'll be picking 2 to 3 stickers each. They'll be kind of adding them onto here, creating an illustration that goes with it, and then writing a sentence or 2 about it, a little like mini story about it, and then they'll have to check off, make sure that they incorporated capital letters, finger spaces, a matching picture, and a period or punctuation. I gotta change that. That's that center. And then my last center is listening center. So we're going to be reading a story on Get Epic, and they're going to, I believe it's called Santa's Underpants or something like that, Santa's Missing Underwear, which I think will be really funny for them to read, and they'll be excited about it. And then they're going to do this recording sheet right here, which is a little bit different from last week's, because last week said to write down a part, something that happened in the story. But for this week, it specifically tells them to write about their favorite part in the story, while also listing the author's name and then reading the story, which is something that they've been getting used to doing. Alright, so now my math centers. Alright, so the first math center is super easy. I wanted it to be something that was a little bit more hands-on, a little bit more fun, not as rigorous or kind of arithmetic as everything else, but they're still working on certain skills like matching, corresponding, and fine motor skills. So just going to be building different like seasonal things with matching colors. I think they're really going to enjoy this one. And I found this for free, so I will link it below. And it's just, I printed it off, I laminated it, and I'll have this for years to come. Next center is I Ready and ST Math, which we do every single week. And then we have some Santa cookie ones. So I found these little task cards online, and essentially it tells them what to do. Santa ate 6 cookies on this plate. So they'll have to count how many they started with and then how many they end up with. And there is a recording sheet that goes with it that looks like this. So they'll write how many they started with, how many they ate, and then how many are left. And since these are laminated, they're going to be able to kind of either use a dry erase marker or some counting chips, like the little bingo chips, the translucent ones, to help them identify which ones they already counted and which ones are left. The next center is Invite the Room Center, which is by Elisa Pena. And I'm gonna actually put these up around the room in a second, but there are different sets of task cards. So you have, let me find some. So you have like adding 2 add-ins, and then I edited so that I could have it so that we were adding 3 add-ins, because it is a skill that we're working on and that we are having a little bit of trouble with. Not trouble, but I think we just need a little bit more practice with it to get like fluent with that. And the great thing is that they get their little card and then they have to match it with the picture, and that's where they'll write the equation and the answer. So it's a great way to build on that math vocabulary, like write your equation and your sum and all that stuff. Next center, which is my pride and joy this month, has been these little counting collections, so I glued it there. And I'm gonna go ahead and print off the recording sheet where they'll be able to write it using a dry erase marker so that we're not wasting paper. There's a few of these. I think they'll be excited about it. I hope they are, because I feel like I might be more excited than they are, but we'll see. And then the last center, which is something that we are working on, which is still, I guess it's a skill that we're gonna be practicing throughout the school year, which is creating a number bond and finding those missing add-ins. For some of my students, it's a really easy concept, an easy thing that they've grasped. For others, they still struggle with it, especially when they're adding teen numbers. So essentially what they're doing is they are just finding what that missing add-in, where the picture is, and there is a recording sheet that goes with it. So it matches with whatever picture is on here. So wherever the Santa is, that's where they write the equation. So ideally it would be 15 minus 8. So when it comes to something like this, I like to give them the dry erase board so that they can either draw a picture, write the equation, or like map out their work, and counters as well. So that's what they'll be using for this center. That's it for my centers. So I do 6 centers in each, 6 literacy, 6 math, and then they just pull them every day and we're good to go. I do differentiate based on the support that I give them. So because through my math centers, I don't have a guided center, I'm able to rotate to all of the centers and kind of guide them where they need. So for example, this center, they will probably need very little to no support, which means that I can spend more time with the center that will need support, which is most likely the Holly Jolly Number Bond one. So I'll be able to spend a little bit more time with those kiddos who are working there, whether they're my lower kiddos or my higher kiddos. They can definitely all use the support, the reassurance, the guidance. So that's what I'll be doing during those math centers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you are kind of working up until the very last point of before holiday break, I hope that you're able to maybe take some of these ideas, use them in your classroom. A lot of these things you can definitely even do whole group. For example, even like the Holly Jolly Number Bonds, you can play this as a scoop game. So each seat would have a card on them, and each kiddo would have a recording sheet, maybe on a clipboard, and you could put a little timer on, and every time that like the timer goes on, that means that they move a seat, and then they have to work on whatever task card is at that seat, and then you keep playing it. Kind of like musical chairs, except they're not just sitting, they're completing a task and going to the next chair, and you're not missing chairs. So I guess maybe it's not like musical chairs, but essentially, you can definitely do some of these whole group. Now, right, the room might be a little bit crazy having all of them walk around the room, but it would be a great way to kind of change things up in the classroom and have a different activity that's different from just sitting down and doing like workbook activities. So hopefully you're able to take away some ideas from these centers and activities. I'm going to be sharing with you also the activities I do throughout the week, which I haven't prepped yet, but I will. We're doing ornaments and a whole bunch of other fun stuff for Christmas, so I'll share that with you probably towards the end of the video, so you can get some ideas. And yeah, that's it.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you, baby.